From a garage startup selling books to a $600 billion-plus giant that runs the internet's backbone, Amazon rewrote how we buy, sell, compute, and even read. But its rise wasn't an accident. It was built on risk, ruthless focus on customers, and bets that seemed crazy at the time. This is the story of how Amazon became Amazon. Jeff Bezos founded Amazon on July 5, 1994, as an online bookstore. He launched the site to the public in July 1995, and the rest, as they say, is history. But the path from selling books to shaping global retail, cloud computing, logistics, and entertainment was anything but smooth. The early gamble, books' growth in the IPO, 1994 to 2000. Bezos left a Wall Street job, moved to Seattle for its technical talent, and started Amazon from a rental house. In its first week after launch in 1995, Amazon sold about $12,000 worth of books. The company's early motto, "Get big fast." Growth mattered more than profit. Bezos would later say he preferred to be an owner who trusts long time horizons, even at the cost of short-term earnings. Amazon went public in 1997, and like many internet businesses of the era, it prioritized market share and platform expansion over short-term profits. That strategy set the tone for decades. The product expansion playbook, from books to everything, 2000s. After books, Amazon added music, video, toys, electronics, and then opened its platform to third-party sellers in 2000. That single move, turning competitors into partners, changed retail. Instead of just competing on price, Amazon built an ecosystem: sellers, reviews, fulfillment, and later Prime. Over time, third-party sellers would become one of Amazon's most important engines of growth, taking Amazon from retailer to marketplace operator. Prime, fulfillment, and the delivery revolution. Prime launched in 2005 as a loyalty program offering free 2-day shipping. At first it seemed like just a convenience. But Prime was a behavioral trap. Give customers a little pain relief, fast, cheap shipping, and they'll shop more often. Prime members became the company's most valuable customers. To support Prime, Amazon invested heavily in fulfillment centers, robotics, and logistics, building one of the planet's most efficient delivery networks. That capital intensity scared investors early on, but it also created an operational moat almost impossible for competitors to replicate quickly. AWS, the accidental goldmine. In 2006, Amazon launched Amazon Web Services, AWS. What started as internal infrastructure, the company's own need for scalable servers, became a product: cloud computing for the world. Fast forward, AWS grew to become Amazon's most profitable business. In 2024, AWS reported operating income of roughly $39.8 billion and remains a huge driver of the company's profitability, even while retail revenues dwarf it in size. AWS didn't just bring margin, it made Amazon a foundational technology company, powering startups, major enterprises, and even government services. Big acquisitions and strategic bets. Amazon expanded not only organically, but by buying companies that plugged into its strategy. Zappos to dominate online shoes, Twitch for live streaming, Whole Foods for a physical grocery footprint, and many others. These acquisitions weren't random. They were moves to enter new markets and accelerate Amazon's ambitions. Buying Whole Foods in 2017 for $13.4 billion gave Amazon a foothold in groceries, a market it's still trying to fully crack despite scale advantages. Culture, leadership, and the Bezos playbook. Amazon's internal culture is legendary and controversial. Intense, metric-driven, and relentlessly customer-focused. Bezos famously instituted mechanisms like navigation metrics, 2 pizza teams, small autonomous groups, and, quote, customer obsession as a core leadership principle. That culture produced speed and high standards, but also burnout and criticism. It's part of the trade-off of building something at Amazon's scale. Struggles, public backlash, and regulatory pressure. Amazon's path to dominance wasn't uncontested. It faced challenges: narrow margins in retail, labor disputes in warehouses, antitrust scrutiny over marketplace power, and competition from nimble, low-cost entrants like Temu and entrenched giants like Walmart. In recent years, rivals have attacked Amazon on fees, seller relations, and pricing. Regulators in the US, EU, and elsewhere have started asking hard questions. Amazon's scale makes it a target, but scale also gives it resources to adapt. Numbers that tell the story, scale and financials. Here are the headline figures that show how big Amazon has become. In 2024, Amazon reported total net sales of roughly $638 billion and net income of about $59.2 billion, giving a sense of the sheer scale of the company's operations. Operating cash flow and AWS margins propelled a much stronger profitability profile in recent years. In US e-commerce, Amazon holds roughly a third to nearly 40% market share depending on the source, An astonishing concentration of online retail. The strategy that worked: long-term bets and flywheels. If you had to pick a few strategic ingredients behind Amazon's rise, they would be: 1. Customer obsession. Every decision is framed by customer value. 2. Long time horizons, willingness to invest and take losses today for scale later. 3. Platform thinking, turning sellers, developers, and partners into contributors to Amazon's growth. 4. Vertical integration, controlling logistics, cloud, and data to reduce reliance on others. 5. Relentless experimentation, from AWS to Alexa, Kindle to Prime Video. Amazon tests, doubles down on winners, kills losers fast. Together, these moves created a flywheel that's hard to stop. More customers bring more sellers and data, which allows better selection and lower prices, which brings more customers. How Amazon handles competition. Amazon's playbook versus competition: match or beat on price, invest in logistics speed, add features Prime, and win sellers, market incentives. When new entrants like Temu or Shopify-powered marketplaces rise, Amazon leverages scale and seller tools to retain advantage, while also adapting fees and features to keep sellers loyal. The human and ethical side: labor, small sellers, and policy. Not everything is rosy. Amazon's dominance has real winners and losers. Small sellers can scale quickly but also face pressure from fee changes and policies. Workers in fulfillment centers have pushed for better conditions and wages. And policymakers worry about market power, data control, and competitive fairness. How Amazon responds to these human and regulatory pressures will shape its next decade as much as technology or logistics. Looking ahead: cloud, AI, grocery, and physical retail. Where is Amazon going next? A few bets to watch. AI and cloud. AWS and Amazon's AI initiatives are central. Cloud growth funds other ventures, and AWS is evolving into an AI infrastructure leader. Grocery and delivery. Amazon is doubling down on grocery delivery and perishable logistics, Prime plus Whole Foods integration. That's a tough nut, but the company is clearly committing resources. Advertising and services. Amazon's ad business and subscription services boost margin and customer stickiness. Physical plus digital, more physical stores. Amazon Fresh, Whole Foods, plus digital experiences, Prime Video, Luna, blending channels. The core thesis remains: own the customer relationship, own the infrastructure, and own the data that connects them. Lessons for entrepreneurs and creators. If you're building something, Amazon's story teaches 3 things. 1. Be willing to sacrifice short-term profit for long-term domination if you truly can scale. 2. Build systems that scale: logistics, platform, and tech. 3. Keep customers central, but don't ignore the humans who build and use your product. Obsession without empathy becomes brittle. Amazon's rise is a lesson in ambition, engineering, and scale, but also a warning about concentrated power. It reshaped retail, brought the cloud to life, rewired logistics, and changed how billions shop every day. Whether you love or fear Amazon, you can't ignore it. And the next chapters, AI, groceries, and regulation, will define what the company becomes next. If you liked this deep dive, hit subscribe. Tell me in the comments, what do you think is Amazon's biggest advantage? Logistics, AWS, or Prime? I'll read the best answers in the next video.